Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Coach Lewis Shine, and I want to welcome you to my very first episode of Team Builders. Team Builders is something that I came up with where I want to drop a lot of knowledge on you guys that will help coaches, players, you name it, dominate in every aspect of the game on and off the court. So I named it Team Builders because the information that I will be providing will help you to build your team. So it's going to be a lot of how-to information that I will be bringing during the course of these videos. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This first topic that I want to talk about is turnovers. Now, we all know whenever we're coaching our players, we don't like players to get turnovers because what turnovers do, if someone turns the ball over, that means that the other team gets the opportunity to score the basketball. So me as a coach, I want very, very, very low amounts of turnovers. When you get into a lot of turnovers and your team is turning the ball over 20, 30, a lot, it is a lot. They're turning the ball over in the 20s and 30s. Like, you can't expect to win a ball game. You really cannot, because you're giving the other team too many opportunities to score. So you want to keep those turnovers low. One of the goals that I had when I was a coach was I was shooting for that 10 mark. I wanted my teams to have 10 turnovers or less. And the turnover number, I really monitor that throughout the game. You know, you can have your manager on the side or an assistant coach that's keeping you up on the turnover numbers. But the real telltale is halftime, because now you can get a good picture of what the first half was like. You can look at those turnover numbers. You can regroup. You can tell your team what you need to tell them to adjust things, and then you can move forward and hopefully in the second half do better. But here's a real tool that can really help you to lower those turnovers. And this is something that I know a few people that may have used it, but this is something that I feel really will help you. All right. So this is what you do, and I've done this before. You want to come out into practice, and let's just say that your team is having an issue turning the ball over. And you may see that from the get-go. You might see it in preseason. You might see it in regular season practices. You may be watching this video and you may have seen it before the season's over. So you're going into playoffs and you're trying to correct that issue. But this will help you wherever you are within your season, either pre, post, during the season. It will help you going forward in terms of trying to lower your number of turnovers. So this is what you do. Normally on a regular rack in practice, you're going to have space for 15 basketballs. And so with those 15 basketballs, you bring those out, and that's all that you bring out. That's all that you bring out to practice. 15 balls, and that's it. So now here are the instructions. You take those 15 balls and you let your coaches know, you let your managers know, and you let your players know that if you turn over a ball, and mainly you want to count the turnovers that are in the course of like team play or team drills, 5-on-5. But if you want to go as far as counting them for smaller drills like 4-on-4, 3-on-3, or even if you count them for smaller drills, maybe it's not every play, but maybe it's the obvious turnovers where a player just throws it to the locker room and they just completely miss the pass or mess the pass up in a major way. But to start off, you can keep it to team drills. So in team 5-on-5 up and down drills, half court 5-on-5, they have 15 basketballs the entire practice. All right. So if they make a turnover, if the turnover happens in the course of that 5-on-5, that basketball is gone forever. So when they throw that ball away, a coach or a manager, they take that ball, they put that ball in the bag. So it's no longer on the rack. So now you have 14 basketballs and you just keep going. Of course, you don't want them to continue to get turnovers. But if they do, then those balls are gone forever. So let's just say now you're down to one basketball. So they're down to that one basketball, and if they turn that ball over, practice doesn't end. Practice just shifts into a different type of practice. I call it track practice. So what you can do is, at this point, you can either offer the players an opportunity to do some kind of line drill, where for me, I love doing 11. So 11s where you got to get down and back in 11, and the entire team has to make it. And if the entire team makes it down and back in 11, or maybe if you're a men's team, you bump it to 10. If you can do that, and this is in the midst of a practice, they make it down and back in 10, make it down and back in 11, then you earn a basketball back. So now that's only one basketball. So now the entire practice goes like that. So anytime you turn a basketball over, you have to earn that basketball back by doing your line drill and everybody making it. So you can substitute in there anything you want to, any type of running or any type of drill or conditioning that you want to, that will allow them to earn back a basketball. So now what this does is it really gets the consciousness of the players, their mind on protecting the basketball. So I can no longer throw basketballs away, because when I get to 15, man, we got to do some kind of running. And then more overall, I'm not taking care of the basketball and the coaches are not happy. So what this does is it is just a way that you can get the minds of the players on taking care of the basketball. And it's not so much the coaches are the ones that's always thinking about that. You want to get the players, their minds on this, so now that they can be conscious about turning the basketball over and protecting the basketball. And if you do this, I can promise you that it's going to work in terms of your players being more mindful of the passes they're passing, more mindful to think before they do something. You know, you might tell them that, hey, we don't want skip passes in this type of situation, or I don't want these kind of passes. I want you to do the passes like this. So now they're going to be more prone to listen to you and really think, in which on the court you're thinking quickly, but you want them to think before they do whatever they're doing. And what this does with the 15 basketballs is it's going to help them to think before they do something on the court. It's going to help them to be more prone to take care of the basketball, versus just throwing senseless passes away, which sometimes, you know, players can be in the heat of the moment and throw a senseless pass, but really they just need to be reinforced in their mind to take care of the basketball, and you'll see some of those senseless passes go away. So in summary, if you want to decrease the number of turnovers that your team is making, that your team has for an entire game, implement this 15 ball practice trick. I call it a trick because sometimes it takes a different way of doing things to actually get the results that you want. So implement this. Take 15 balls next practice. And I know some of you may be in preseason. Like I say, you may catch this video at a different time of season, but if you implement this into your practices, you will see your players begin to take care of the basketball. 15 balls, that's all they have for the entire practice. If they lose all of those, they have to do conditioning to gain the basketball back. And that will put their mind on taking care of the basketball, and for your entire team, decrease the amount of turnovers that you're experiencing.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Sepielli, the creator and owner of Defense on a String.
Defense requires an understanding of fundamental movement, positioning, and quickness of footwork. Defense on a String improves them all.
You know, most people get complacent watching ball. I mean, this product forces someone to react. So I think reaction time improves, positioning improves, spacing improves, foot speed improves, just based on the product.
All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel for more videos, more content, more things that will help you better your game and help your team put more wins in the win column. Also, click the like button and make sure you comment. I want to hear about what you're doing, how you're implementing this, or how you already have and have seen success. Until next time, this is Coach Lewis Shine. We'll see you on the next episode.